The sun has not yet crested the horizon, but the Giza Plateau is already a hive of rhythmic motion. 100,000 men step onto the limestone, their feet kicking up fine, pale dust that hangs in the cool morning air. They do not speak. They move as one body, a singular force, driven by a singular purpose. They haul ropes thick as a man's thigh, leaning into the resistance of the earth, their muscles cored under sweat-slick skin as they strain against the immense, unyielding weight of a single granite block. The silence of the desert is replaced by the low, rhythmic thud of thousands of sandals hitting stone. It is a sound of absolute precision. They inch the massive stone up the ramp, a slow, grinding crawl that defies the gravity of the plateau. This is the dawn of a 4,700-year legacy. The block shifts, settles, and begins its steady climb toward the sky. While the workers strain against the stone, the pharaoh sits in the cool, dim quiet of his palace, staring at the horizon. For him, death is not a rest. It is a terrifying doorway into a vast, featureless void. He fears the end of his life less than the loss of his physical vessel. If the soul cannot recognize its own body, it wanders the darkness forever. To prevent this, the priests begin the long, sacred work. They move with practiced, steady hands, wrapping the flesh in endless layers of linen. They seal the features in a permanent, enigmatic smile, a mask designed to hold the essence of the king in place. They tuck small, protective amulets into the folds of the cloth, hidden talismans meant to guide the soul through the treacherous, dark waters. Every knot tied is a desperate anchor against oblivion. The pyramid rising outside is not just a tomb. It is the final, massive lock on his immortality. He is building a bridge of stone to ensure he does not vanish into the nothingness, but instead rises to claim his place among the stars. Inside the Great Pyramid, the air changes. It is heavy, still, and stripped of all warmth. The light from the entrance tunnel dies away, leaving only the oppressive, absolute dark of the core. Here, the pharaoh's dread is replaced by the sheer, crushing reality of stone. 2,300,000 blocks pressed down from above, a mountain of limestone and granite held together by nothing but its own immense weight. The silence is not empty. It is a physical force. It has endured for millennia, a stagnant, pressurized atmosphere that swallows sound before it can travel. Every breath taken in this chamber feels like a theft from the stillness. The walls are not merely stone. They are a tomb for a king who intends to become a star. The weight above is the anchor for his immortality, a geometry of death that demands total, unyielding permanence. This is the heart of the structure, a stone womb waiting for a soul to ascend, where the only thing that remains is the crushing, eternal silence of the earth. Outside the tomb, the world is a blur of motion and dust. 100,000 men move in a single rhythmic pulse, their feet churning the pale limestone into a thick, choking haze. One worker stops, his chest heaving, and wipes the grit from his eyes. His hands are a map of his life, the skin calloused, cracked, and stained by decades of relentless labor. He grips the heavy, rough-hewn granite, feeling the jagged edge bite into his palms. He knows he will never see the finished peak, nor will he stand atop the structure when the final stone is placed. Yet he leans his weight into the rope, his muscles corded and straining. He wedges the block into the rising ramp with surgical precision, the stone sliding into its groove with a dull, final thud. It is a small, singular act of defiance against the desert heat. He does not look up at the soaring height of the pyramid. He only looks at the next block, the next gap, the next inch of progress. For 30 years, this has been his existence, a cycle of sweat and stone, building a monument that will outlast his name. The heavy, stone-walled silence of the tomb is broken by a subtle, internal shift. The pharaoh lies still, his features set in a permanent, enigmatic smile, while the air around him begins to vibrate with a low, rhythmic hum. The soul, once anchored to the flesh, begins to pull away, shedding the weight of the physical vessel, like a discarded skin. It rises, drifting upward through the dark, stagnant air of the chamber. The stone walls, once a crushing burden, now seem transparent, revealing the vast, cold expanse of the void beyond. There is no sound of breath, no pulse of blood, only the sudden, sharp clarity of the spirit. The soul hovers, looking down at the silent, linen-wrapped form that remains behind. It turns toward the dark, narrow passage leading out of the heart of the pyramid. The atmosphere has changed, shifting from the heavy, grounded reality of construction to the thin, electric air of the supernatural. The trial has begun. The soul senses the shift in the shadows, a tightening of the unseen currents that guard the path ahead. It moves forward, leaving the stone womb behind. The path forward narrows, twisting into a jagged, lightless corridor where the air tastes of stagnant silt and ancient rot. Without warning, the darkness ahead ripples. A massive, armored snout breaks the surface of the black water, teeth gleaming like serrated flint. It is the crocodile, its eyes fixed on the soul with a hunger that transcends time. Before the pharaoh can react, a low hiss vibrates through the floor. A serpent, thick as a temple pillar, uncoils from the shadows, its scales scraping against the stone with a sound like grinding bone. The path is blocked. The soul feels the presence of the void pulling at its edges, threatening to dissolve its form into nothingness. The pharaoh reaches into the spectral memory of the book, his hands trembling as he begins to recite the sacred names. The words are heavy, ancient, and sharp. He speaks the first name, and the serpent recoils. He speaks the second, and the crocodile sinks back into the depths. He draws breath for the final, most dangerous name. He opens his mouth, his voice echoing against the crushing silence, and forces the final syllable into the dark. The final syllable rings out, a sharp, golden note that cuts through the suffocating dark. The shadows of the crocodile and the serpent shatter like brittle glass, dissolving into mist. For a heartbeat, there is only silence, and then the ceiling of the underworld splits wide. A radiant, shimmering light pours down, warm and overwhelming. The goddess Nut reaches through the rift, her form vast and composed of starlight and deep, eternal blue. She does not speak, but her presence pulls the soul upward, away from the cold, damp stone of the tomb. The pharaoh feels his spectral form expand, shedding the last remnants of the underworld's terror. Nut cradles the soul in her hands, her touch gentle yet firm, lifting him through the layers of the sky. The stars draw near, glowing with a soft, pulsing rhythm. Ahead, the celestial boat of the god Ra waits, its hull carved from moonlight and its oars dipping into the river of the Milky Way. The pharaoh steps onto the deck, his feet finding purchase on the shimmering wood. He turns to look back, but the earth is now a distant, fading speck. He takes his place beside Ra, the oars moving in perfect, rhythmic unison. The journey through the eternal blue has begun, and the void is finally left behind. The celestial boat glides through the river of stars, the oars dipping into the light with a sound like wind through dry reeds. Yet, even amidst the radiance of Ra, a persistent tug pulls at the pharaoh's spirit. It is the gravity of the earth, the memory of the limestone. He looks down, and the distant speck of the world grows larger, pulling him toward the Giza plateau. The transition is instantaneous. The blinding blue of the heavens fades, replaced by the cool, suffocating embrace of the stone chamber. He is no longer a god among the stars. The silence here is absolute, a heavy weight that has endured for centuries. He drifts through the walls, passing through the granite as if it were smoke. He reaches the offering table. He touches the phantom wine, the scent of grapes and earth rising to meet him. In the corner of the chamber, the shadows coalesce into the shapes of those he once knew. They do not speak, but he feels their presence. He stands among them, the king who became a star now anchored to the earth, savoring the quiet, eternal reunion in the dark. The phantom wine evaporates. The family shapes dissolve into the cooling stone. The pharaoh departs, and the tomb returns to its absolute, crushing silence. Outside, the world does not wait. The centuries accelerate. The desert wind scours the plateau, carrying away the memory of the workers and the king. Romans march across the plains, their iron boots clattering against the limestone, before they too are buried by the shifting sands. Arabs and Turks follow, building their own monuments that crumble faster than the sun can bleach them. One by one, the empires of men rise, reach for the sky, and collapse into dust. But the pyramids do not yield. They remain, jagged silhouettes carved into the horizon, indifferent to the chaos of history. They do not need names to speak. They stand as a silent, jagged defiance against the erosion of time itself. Every sunrise paints the ancient stone in brilliant, fleeting gold. Every sunset leaves the giants in sharp, dark relief against the cooling sky. They are the final, enduring testament of the hands that built them, hands that turned to dust millennia ago, leaving only this mountain of stone to tell their story to the stars. The wind howls, the sand shifts, and the pyramids watch, unmoving, as the cycle of the world turns on without them.